there's someone there, knife, gun, bat, Muslims, to harm you, to harm your children, to harm the group, the meeting. They're going to bum rush the door. They have a gun. We know our confidence in emunah of who we are. We know, I'm not putting these people down because they're gone. They're already gone. They got caught off guard. Okay? But it shows how, in the Christian community especially, but also in the Messianic community, there's a lot of people not trained and prepared for the things to come. We have to be, even when we're at our mediocre busyness of the day, to be able to be quick by the Ruach Kadosh, sharp and alert, to look, listen, and watch, and be ready to respond, to resist the devil, and he'll flee from you. We know we have dominion authority. What we bind on earth will be bound on Shamayim. What we loose on earth will be loosed in Shamayim. And those verses can be used in a wide variety of ways. But if we use it according to resisting evil and our experiences in the past of such events, we'll know what to do. We were in our congregation, and a witch and a warlock came in. But before they did, 2 or 3 of his imps came in and found a space and sat down. And then they came in and sat and found a seat at the edge of the second of the front row. And then 2 or 3 more imps come in, and they sat there. And right away, my wife played worship, and she noticed it. Everybody's seen it. The way they were dressed, the darkness in the eyes. It was showtime. Everything we learn, everything we train, everything we practice for. And we were worshiping, and I was speaking in between the worshiping. And I stopped. The father said immediately, "Open your mouth. This is what you're going to say." And I looked at him. We have some special guests here today. They sent some of their buddies ahead of time, and they're there. And then they came and sat in the front row, and they brought more later, and they're there. Everybody here in the men's and women's home, get your oil out of your pocket, put it in your hands, for we're about to cast demons out of these people. And in other words, they wanted to interrupt the service. You're going to interrupt? Good. And I said to them, we know who you are. We can see your darkness. But today we're going to deliver you and cast those devils out of you, and you're going to be set free and be a servant of the Most High. And he screamed, the man first, and ran out. And then the woman froze, looked at the door, looked at us, and ran out with him. And the men and women, the women's home that are trained, and other workers and ushers and deacons had oil in their hand, and they're touching them and chasing them as they're going out the door. Come out of them! Come out of them! 2 were left. One was kind of sitting to the right. He had no door to rush too quick, and our people are standing up, and he's kind of boxed in. The other one went around, and he sees him running around. I said, "You're bound. Listen to me." And he stopped, and we started witnessing. Go witness to him. Share the good news. Get around him. This is what you've been trained for. And they went around him, and I went to the guy standing there, and I said, "You are bound." And he sat on the chair. He couldn't move. And when I started ministering, we're going to cast the devil out of you, and you're going to be a good servant of the Most High. And it was like his body was stretching in the chair to exit, and the chair would bounce, but he wouldn't get off the chair. He was bound to the chair. And he looked at me and said, I have the freedom of choice. Would you let me go? I said, go. And he ran out the door. And we all screamed, shouted, clapping our hands. Abia took over the music. Everybody started singing and shouting and praising the Father. And when we got done playing some music, I said, we did exactly what we trained for. We reverse the attack to seize the moment and set the captive free if they were willing to. They came back. They came back about a couple weeks later or so, I don't know how many days. And my brother David was out there by the dinosaurs, in evening is setting. And they came in a car. And the guy went to the tail of the dinosaur and started walking backwards. And his body was out of the ability to stand straight up, and he was like a piece of wood sideways with his feet going up backwards on the tail of the dinosaur. And his little imps were dressed in black, and they cut their garments like when you use your arm, it would look like bats, and they were throwing stickers, and all the cars, the poles, all the stuff which said Satan lives and Lucifer and you're cursed, we curse this place. And David ran to me and said, the devil worshippers are back. So I ran towards him, came out of the building, ran, and he's demonstrating his magic show. And I said, devil, you're bound. And he started to run down because he had no control standing sideways anymore. And he landed on the grass. And I started laughing. And everybody around me started laughing at him, all the bad brothers and sisters. And I said, what happened, devil? I said, you're driving that? That beat up Honda? Is that what the devil gives you? Oh, you need to choose and change size. Because the Creator gives us this nice, beautiful pickup 4x4 truck. And you're driving a beat up, rusted up Honda? Come here, let me get the devil out of here. And he screamed and ran again. And all those dominions. I share this to you. I could go on and on and on with knives pulled at me and things like that. But let's get back to the topic.
That's an awesome story, brother. Beautiful.
Yeah, with witnesses.
Yeah.
Imagine a building full of people and seizing the moment. Reversing the plan of the devil. Now, if you're approached by Islamic extremists, maybe even Christians, maybe even rabbinical Jews, because if we do this in certain areas in Israel, they want to stone you. You start speaking Yahuwah and Yahushua and the Torah. They do that too. Okay? So now, what you've been trained for is to seize the moment. If you get shot and killed, okay. No one can snatch you out of the Father's hand. Our spirit man is going to the place we're supposed to go with him. Okay? To sleep and the resurrection of high. But the opportunity, if you bind it, I've had friends said that they pulled out a gun on his dad, told him to kneel. He says, I don't need to know other but the Most High, my Creator. And he shot twice. The gun wouldn't go off. They hit him on the head, struck him. He fell down a little bit. He got back up. They shot 3 more shots. The gun wouldn't go off. And then Some neighbors started running out of the house to chase him down, and his gun is working now. But when the gun was pointed to my friend's dad, and he made that statement, the bullets did not go off. Now, I'm going to open the floor. Unmute your mic. Share experience. Share a scripture. Share something that's midrash. We got a couple of new people. We got Davio in. We got Sadia and others that popped in. Unmute your mic and share